Hey there everyone, Jake Serota here. Welcome back to Ranking Secrets with Authority Builders. Today we're going to be talking about how AI is evaluating links and the patterns that we're seeing work today with our clients. So it's not theory, it's not hype, it's all actionable insights. Make sure to like and subscribe so you can keep track of everything we're doing here at Authority Builders. And let's get into it. All right, so let's talk about backlinks, but not in the way that we normally talk about backlinks, good versus bad. I want to talk about how backlinks are being evaluated now with AI search, especially as AI systems are deciding what to cite and source and what isn't worth citing and sourcing anymore. And just to be clear up front, this is not a controlled experiment. It's based on anecdotal data that we're seeing from a lot of our clients and a lot of the backlinks that we're building for our clients. So when you look across live campaigns, placements, and actual AI answers, the same things keep popping up. So let's go ahead and dive into what those patterns are. Now, one thing I do want to reset right away is that AI really didn't reinvent the definition of a good link. It just kind of removed the ambiguity around which links were actually doing anything when it comes to moving the needle in the SERPs. For years, certain link tactics would kind of work by default until they didn't, and they weren't great, but they weren't really actively punished either. But now, the same links just don't really work. It's not because they're toxic per se, but because the way that these systems are valuing backlinks has changed. So it's either that, or people have started to realize that they can't really trust the third-party data that their SEO provider is giving them whenever they're trying to tie back their link building investment to an ROI. So one pattern that we keep seeing when it comes down to links that are actually getting clients cited in AI overviews is context. Links that live inside real editorial content with a clear reason for citing who they're linking to are the ones that are more likely to show up in AI-generated answers. It's not sidebar links, it's not author bio links, not a, hey, here's a huge resource list links. Those may have worked for a little while, but they're actually starting to hurt more than they help. So when a brand is referenced as part of a sentence that explains why it's relevant, AI picks up on that context and it adds more value whenever they're trying to answer a user's query. We also have to understand how engagement metrics on these links are increasingly important. We know from Google's algorithm update that algorithm leak rather, that they are continuously looking at this click-through rate data, bounce rate, things like that. So even if they publicly say that those metrics are not direct ranking factors, it doesn't mean that they're not keeping track of them in training AI models on them. So again, even if Google says that engagement rate is like not a factor, or any of these AI models may be claiming that they're not keeping track of that data, you need to understand that having meaningful content that you would actually want to cite in real life, if you were explaining the same topic to a colleague or a friend or a family member, that's what's actually going to get you more brand visibility as these systems get more intelligent. So that leads us right into the second pattern that we're seeing, and that's that traffic matters. The traffic that the domain is that you're getting a backlink from, or even the page that you're getting a backlink from, is increasingly important as AI systems are trying to determine what content is actually useful and what isn't. Again, this is engagement. This is real value being added to the internet. So a lot of low quality links completely fail that test because it's just poorly spun AI content that's regurgitating the same things, and it looks identical to all the other links in your profile. So if you're investing in thin guest posts and stuff like that, that really isn't adding more value to the internet and wouldn't rank organically on its own, then that's definitely something you need to be looking to supplement your link building strategy. Another thing that we're seeing again and again, and honestly stuff that we've been seeing for years, is that brand mentions, organic brand mentions that are unlinked, matter just as much as blue links that are ranking on the SERPs. So in some cases, they matter more. Editorial mentions with real publications that are established in your industry is going to be what Google and other AI systems are looking for whenever they're trying to cite you in answers that your potential customers might be asking when they're going down the sales and marketing funnel. So the link is definitely still helpful, but the mention is really the signal. And we're seeing that how AI models operate are based off of entities. So you don't necessarily need a hyperlink for an AI model to associate your entity inside of a content piece. So on the flip side of unlinked brand mentions, we're actually seeing that a lot of links that are typically included in backlink reports from marketing agencies really don't carry that much weight anymore. These are thin guest posts, generic placements, even Web 2.0s or spammy blog content. If these are the backlinks that you're continuing to get, and your backlink profile is more weighted with those types of links versus actual editorial links that are driving real traffic and real engagement, well, that's a spammy sign to Google. And it's not so much that you're at risk of getting penalized anymore. That stuff really doesn't happen unless you're doing something really manipulative with Google's systems. But that being said, you're probably just throwing money away if you can't tie that back to actual consistent, steady growth. So this is usually the point in the conversation where someone might ask, okay, well, how can I understand how my brand is viewed through this lens? And honestly, that's a fair question. That's exactly what I would be asking as well. And one of the things that we've started to do at Authority Builders is offer our clients and people interested in talking with us a free AI visibility audit. It's not a sales call, it's a reality check. We look at how your brand is referenced across the web. We compare that to your competitors. We look at recommendations, citations, mentions, and how that lines up with how AI systems are actually pulling answers about your industry into questions about the industry into those answers. So if you take one thing away from this, it's this. AI isn't judging links in the same way that old SEO playbooks used to follow. So it's looking for real signs of trust, real context, and real usage. So if that's something that you're looking to get an audit of and see how your brand is stacking up versus your competitors, you can book a call with one of our experts to get your free AI visibility audit today. So just remember, links that tend to support and actually add value to the internet are going to be invaluable in this day and age of AI search. And links that might used to work as far as rankings go, but don't add value, they're going to continue to quietly fade out. So make sure your budget is going to the best place possible. So let me know what you're seeing when it comes to link building tactics and what's working and what's not working. Feel free to drop a comment, leave a like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.